Boreal here from the Four Corners, and today I'll be ranking all the villain dragons from Ninjago. Now keep in mind that the list will be based on the dragons from the sets and not the dragon in animation or in the show. And also keep in mind that the dragons in this list are total evil. They're not half evil, half good like Slab from Season 9. These dragons will be completely evil, used for total evil purposes. So without further ado, let's get into the list. So in the number 5 spot, we have the Empire Dragon, and not because it's bad in any way or anything, it's just because there are better dragons further on the list. But expanding upon the Empire Dragon, there's a lot of great things to say about this, like the orange that stands out. Though it does get a little skinny in the back, the big orange blades do a good job at keeping that not visible from many angles. So overall, it's a pretty good dragon with pretty cool figures like Unagami, Kai, and Lloyd. In the number 4 spot, we have the Ninjoid Mech Dragon. Now, the Ninjoid Mech Dragon is pretty big and pretty awesome. It has these spinning blades at the front used by rubber bands. You're able to bring that back and forth with rubber bands, and there's a big missile launcher at the top. There's a bay to put your Ninjoid army, and there's a pretty sizable cockpit area with a jail cell to put Lloyd in. And keep in mind, this dragon also came with the Samurai X car, which came with Sensei Garmadon and Lloyd, so that just added even more to the set. As a whole, this was an awesome playset and one of the first dragons to have a brick built head, so it was pretty revolutionary when it came out. Moving on to the number 3 spot, we have Morrows Dragon. Now, Morrows Dragon was one of the coolest dragons when it came out. Its head was awesome, the wings were cool, the squiggly line for its body where it went up and down and up and down, that was also pretty cool. And its side build was also pretty interesting because it was supposed to represent the first Spinjitzu Master's tomb. It wasn't really much, it didn't do a pretty good job at representing that, but it was still pretty well represented with the piece count they had and everything, and probably one of the most valuable side builds. And for other side builds, it came with the hoverboards, which didn't really do much, but overall it was a nice dragon and had the paper wings, which was, I think, one of the first times they did paper wings for dragons, so another revolutionary dragon. In the number 2 spot, we have Boreal. Now, I put Boreal here because I think it had one of the best color schemes. This dragon came in the Castle of the Forsaken Emperor, and if you ask me, that set was more dragon than more castle, because it looked like more effort went into the dragon than the castle. And so the dragon is absolutely huge. They don't really do justice to the size of that dragon in the box. It doesn't look as big as it does in real life in the box. The wings are also huge. The color scheme is awesome because the blue and then transparent light blue always goes well together. So it's one of the cooler dragons. And then in the show, it also did play a pretty important role. So it's a pretty important dragon in the Ninjago history. And so, in my opinion, this was an amazing dragon. In the number 1 spot, we have one of the newest dragons. In fact, it hasn't even come out yet. It is the Skull Sorcerer's Dragon. Now, the Skull Sorcerer's Dragon is, in my opinion, one of the best looking dragons. From its rib cage to its green core to the head to the tail, everything about it is just so awesome. The wings are just the right size. There's been a problem with Ninjago dragons and like tinier wings, and so the minifigures are also pretty cool. The side build almost amounts to the quality of the Morrows Dragon side build. And overall, it looks like the best dragon that LEGO has put out because of the shaping on the legs, the tail, the rib cage, and everything around it. It's crazy to think there's only 5 bad guy dragons. When I was making this list, I thought I would have at least 7 or 8 villain dragons, but when I finally put it all together, it looked like there was only 5, which is pretty crazy because I expected more. But if you have an alternate list of how you would put things in order, like if you like Morrows Dragon more than another dragon, then please comment down below what that list is because I'd love to see that. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.